Good morning, and I'm going to solo lay out myself right here this morning. We are live and direct. All of us are in the great city of Accra, Ghana, Africa, and you can tell by the green screens of the rest of the crew. It's beautiful here, as you can see. And today, of course, we are here to discuss some old blurred stuff, man. I'm here joined with the whole rest of the crew. You already know who it is. It's your boy, the real Ben Sailor, Tyrone, Talene, Yazzie, as of course, Stephanie Ray. And we're here to talk some old blurred stuff today. So hit that button. Pilot in today is Tyrone. What's up, man?
Oh, he was a little late. He was a little bit. Boom.
Hey guys, I love the new blurred order. You should too.
Whoa.
Yo,
I was scrolling.
why have I never really paid attention to your reaction on that video, Vince? You was like,
That's the first time. Oh man, yeah. Vince geeked out.
Hold on.
Vince let all
still
the
get
geek
these
flags
hands
fly.
from overseas. You can still get these hands from overseas, homeboy. Don't trip, man. Nope. Well, it looks like we are. It's so good to see y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Like I kind of miss our weekends, even though it's just been 6 days since our last one. But it's like y'all are talking about a bunch of stuff that I have not seen, and that I haven't seen nothing. So I'm looking forward to watching the broadcast. Tyrone, man, what y'all got on the docket for today?
Oh, we're gonna talk some Nope, and we will be spoiling Nope for anybody who wants to stick around and spoil it with us and have some fun talking about it. It was there was a lot to talk about, but we'll give you a little time limit so you can come back. Worst case scenario. Comic-Con's happening right now. Marvel's dropping some dimes for us and stuff. We're gonna have to keep an eye on that. We got some stuff coming up. We got House of the Dragon coming up. We got Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power coming up. So we're gonna dive into those trailers, and we're also gonna talk about you just seeing the world. I mean, why see movies and stuff when you can see the world? What's up, Steph? Oh, you're muted, Steph.
I'm muted, Mike.
Steph just got back from mime school. You'll have to forgive her.
That was a friendship test. I wanted to see if you guys would tell me. I have a question of the day, and I have some black-ass Disney news.
Yes.
Ooh, I'm here for it.
All right, and we're gonna start with Nope, but I do actually we're gonna start with just here, Vince. While you're here, while you're eating, while you have a mouthful of Ghana KFC, I want to hear just tell us a couple of the highlights of your trip so far. I mean, you've been out there literally just seeing the world, and not a lot of us get to do that. So share some of your experience with us. We want to hear it from the point of view of a blurred.
Oh, well, well, I will say that you do get to see it from the other side of the screen. So I try to post as much as I can from wherever I am. Not as much as I can. I don't want to be annoying. I think I'm edging on that. I'm teetering on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be three days a post. But just to give you an idea of where we've been thus far, I started in Dublin, Ireland, moved from there to Prague, Czech Republic, for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Stopped off in Amsterdam.
Nice.
Oh, and I have lovely things to
report
from Amsterdam.
You did?
Oh, yes. Okay.
I hope there's a goodie bag for us. Do we, just because we're not kids, do we get souvenirs? I'm just saying,
Oh yeah, I'm sure customs would love that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. But I literally went there and I looked for a coffee shop. You know what I'm saying? I went to a coffee shop, and the coffee is like the last thing on the menu. And they have one what they call pre-rolls, as well as hashish. It's right there, and people are smoking right inside the coffee shop. You know what I'm saying? And it's just it's the coolest thing in the world. It just makes you feel like, why did we make such a big deal out of this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's Amsterdam. We'll talk on that later, because I could do that for 420 hours. But then from there was I feel like we went somewhere after Amsterdam. We went straight to Ghana. Paris. Okay, we went to France for a little bit. Oh my God, there was a heat advisory. Y'all think it's hot in Florida? Bruh, it was 106 degrees.
I saw that
France.
the other day. I saw that shit on the news, bro.
Bruh.
Y'all are having a crazy heat index bullshit over there, dude.
106 degrees, guys. We're sitting there thinking when we get to Ghana, we're gonna be like, oh my God, we got to get naked. It was France. It broke the air conditioning in the airport. The airport was broke. Now, here's what I will say about France. France has a high population of Africans. So when you go to France, it's almost like
Oh, wow.
you feel welcome. Like it's like you're like, oh snap. Like you see so many of people that it don't look like in the European countries, you feel like the outlier. You know, I mean, there's in places like London, it's a little more New York, it's a little more melting pot. But when you get outside of London, go to Brighton, Watford, these other areas, you're the representative. But in a place like France, like I ain't gonna lie, like I thought about looking for places in France to rent, you know, for a month and just kind of stay there and learn French because I don't know French. You know, I'm trying to get better on the languages. So French was great, but now I'm in Ghana, and not to take up too much time, but I have to say, there is something I can't speak to it. I don't know if y'all ever get this opportunity. I know Tyleen won't because he's not leaving the country unless it's on a car.
What are you talking about, Vince? I leave the country every time you do.
All right, I can't be here too long, but there's something that hits your soul as a black man, or I'm not a woman. I'm speaking as a black man. When you land in the airport and everybody is black, like everybody, the supervisor from everything, you know what I'm saying? And you get this thing like, you know how have you ever taken a flight, for those of y'all that do that, you get on, you're the only black person on, you know, people kind of look at you, but when you're on a flight where everybody's black and there's like white people on, you're like, what they doing here? I wonder what they better not be going over there to Colorado. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, I wonder what brings them to this side of the world. You know what I'm saying?
They must be
for them to be right. Well, or either that, or like they head construction projects. You know, there's missionaries, there's dignitaries, you know, diplomats. A lot of foreign stuff goes on, but it just touches your soul. And then the best part is when they treat you like you're home, right? Like welcome back, like type. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know, now there's some things we got to work on out here because peddling is a problem. Like, it's a problem. Like I've been places where they beg at the window, but last night, like our Uber driver whipped out a machete and was like, I have to keep this with me because, you know, they're taking us away. They're not protecting us, you know. And I was like, oh my God, like we're gonna die tonight, you know. But it's this, of all the places I've ever been, despite some of the shortcomings and some of the things I'd like to see improved, like this place has touched my soul. Now, I've been to Jamaica, Trinidad, you know, some of these Caribbean islands, you know, Virgin Island, places like that, where you do see a predominant black population, but it's different here because those are westernized blacks. You understand? Even in the Caribbean, these folks still have the culture that our ancestors had. I went and got some print. I'm going to have some what do they call it? Design, some patterns, so I can look like my profile pic a few years back with me, my dad, and my little brother. We would, because that's how we get down. And yeah, man, we're just having a good time. This one's over here. She's just, you know what I'm saying?
What's up, Kim?
What up?
Kim.
Everybody says hello. So yeah, you know, she had her birthday. We did that. The club opens at 2 a.m. Okay, so we found ourselves going to sleep at 9 to wake up at 1 to get to the club at 1:45.
Yo,
And I'm in there trying not to, like,
cool.
I'm in the club like trying to hang with the little dog. But yeah, man, I have to recognize this is my first African continent, my first African country. But I plan on visiting as many of them as we can. As you know, there are more African countries than there are states in the United States. So, right, there's more than 50 countries. Yeah. So if anybody ever talk about skipping over Africa just to go to all the Asian and European countries, you're doing yourself a disservice. Because this experience as a black person is a necessity to be in the majority. And I don't mean just Western majority within the tourism aspect, but just in the majority period. So I highly encourage y'all to come to Wakanda. It's nothing like it. But we'll talk even more when I get back.
Absolutely.
But I'm really interested in hearing what y'all think about this upcoming note, man, because I'm not going to stay around for it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bow out. But I'm going to check the comments and watch this a little later. And then I'll come in and maybe put some comments because I want to see where I can chip in on Stephanie's question of the day.
Hey, Vince, real quick. I know you just ordered some KFC. Could you look in that box and tell me if it looks like regular KFC from here, or
Yeah,
or
can we look in the
are we
box?
looking at grandma's fried chicken? That's all I want to know. Is
It
this
looks like this. It looks
seasoned?
like
Do I see
KFC.
pepper, corns on the chicken? Like, what's going on?
Yes, it's fried. It's 2 fried goat and like you said, a meerkat. I think we have
meerkat.
Pumbaa on the side. Yeah. And when I walked into KFC, they greeted me like,
Vince about to have somebody come upside his head.
Stop
You better
it.
watch your
There
back
are
out
white
there.
people watching who believe you.
Oh
You
my
know this.
God.
There are white people that are like, my word, Sheila. I knew it.
No.
I didn't get that.
You know,
I didn't get the Lion King song when I had my KFC
Right.
when I was in the same spot as Vince.
They're gonna think they walked into a Cold Stone or some shit. Tick them.
No one
the
sang
language
for
is
me. I was
English.
there this whole time.
The predominant language is English, so there's none of that other stuff. But I'm a little embarrassed, I ain't gonna lie, because it's the first American dish we've had since we've been out, like
Yeah.
period. And you just happen to catch me at KFC. But trust, there'll be things posted that show the actual traditional African dishes. So
Good, yeah.
thanks so much for allowing me to butt in a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and turn over to Captain Tyrone, and I'm gonna be watching from the comments, y'all.
Hey man,
All right, man. Have fun. Enjoy that.
Stay safe.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
But that was nice, and we got to see that Colonel Sanders is the only white person at that KFC, and that's cool. That's a nice thing. It's a nice change. Now we're gonna before we get into Nope, I would like Steph to drop this question of the day. I'm really excited about this one. I've been thinking about it since you told us earlier. So we're gonna get this prepared because we're gonna do it official. We got to make sure it's official. But I believe you have a little something for us, Steph, after this interlude.
All right.
Ooh, the Steph Ray question of the day. What you got for us?
I feel so fancy. So, considering that we are diving into a Jordan Peele movie, and he has gotten to be known for taking a popular song and chopping, screwing, twisting it to make it creepy, what is a classic popular song that you think deserves the Jordan Peele treatment? Because when you actually listen to the lyrics, it's kind of creepy and or horrific. I have 2 off the top of my head. Then when I stopped and listened, I was like, that is not romantic. That's terrible, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Also, if you got some in the comment section, drop your songs, throughout the show, or wait until we come back to this after we review and discuss Nope. By the way, if you haven't seen Nope yet, but you want to hear what we think anyway, and you're okay with some spoilers, stick around and hang out. But we will be throwing some spoilers out, possibly. Yaz for sure will be throwing some spoilers out. We know how that goes. So just
Austin said that to me the other day. Damn, he was like, "Babe, you got to work on this shit." He was like, "Everyone be subtly trying," and then he's like, "You subtly try not to." He was like, "It's bad," and I was like, "You know what? Fuck you. I do as I want." Okay.
As be like, look, no spoilers. Mufasa died immediately. That's yeah. But but Yaz, the leash is off today. You are good to go. We are doing Nope spoilers here because there's a lot to talk about with this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, real quick for those. So Yaz, you saw it yesterday, and let me put up our banner because we don't want anybody getting mad at us. You saw it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
What were your thoughts? What were you like? How are you going into it? How did you come out of it? What were your thoughts on this?
All right, so going in, I was like, okay, Jordan Peele. I love Keke Palmer. I love Daniel. I can't pronounce that guy's last name. I'm not.
Kaluuya?
Yes, Kaluuya. Okay.
Can I interject with a small note?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Just that banner almost reads like, are there going to be spoilers? No, there won't be spoilers. Maybe should we put Nope in quotes or giving Nope spoilers?
Or Nope movie spoilers.
No, I feel you, Steph.
Yeah.
I think that's I think that is a valid criticism of that banner. So I'm gonna go ahead, but I think I know how we could change that. So I'm gonna hide this real quick. Please, Yaz, continue. But for maybe 30 seconds, don't drop a spoiler just until we can get this back up.
I got this. All right. So going in, I was excited. I definitely liked the actor choices, of the main cast. I was excited to find someone else in the kind of cast that I really enjoyed as well. He was kind of like the sideline dude that became, the main character also. So that was kind of cool. This movie, I don't know. I was just kind of expecting it to be, your typical kind of Jordan Peele movie. It was going to freak me out a little bit. It was going to leave me with questions. I was going to be completely enthralled by the time I was done, and I was going to be excited, but also scared and kind of like, leaving myself wondering, like, what if? So, yeah, it did. I liked this movie. This movie was kind of fucking dope. I dug the concept, and I liked how they kind of like laid it out, basically. It was pretty interesting how, like the aliens, I guess, kind of came to fruition and just kind of, did their thing. It was very interesting to watch. It was very interesting how it reacted. I was kind of a little bit grossed out as well by this movie at some points with, how the alien did its thing, but it was pretty dope. I give 10 thumbs up to fucking watch Nope. Like, definitely go see that shit, because it was expanding your mindset. We're always looking up at the sky. We're always wondering what could be up there, and this movie kind of takes it to a different level of like, hey, you never know what could look like it's, sitting there every day, and it could be something that's not supposed to be there. So it definitely gave a new perspective as to, what could be out there. And with all of our exploration going to Mars and, like us being able to buy, like real estate out in Mars right now, this is kind of a really good time for this movie to come out, I think. So it was a great movie. I definitely want everyone to go watch it.
Wait, you had a real estate agent contact you about getting property in Mars?
No.
I'm messing with you. No, that's I feel you on that. I feel you on a lot of what you said. We're already getting songs from the comment section. I want to really quickly just highlight some of those. Total Eclipse of the Heart. That's a great one. Man of Constant Sorrow. Is that a what's that movie called? The George Clooney movie, right? The Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? That's that one. Yeah.
Oh my God, Austin loves that movie. Oh my God.
Well, of course he does. Austin's a white man.
Wait a minute, that's his dad though. So that's why. Like, that makes so much sense.
It's in his blood.
Austin,
they love it.
He sings that song to me all the time. It drives me nuts.
No, that's awesome. No, but these are good choices. Please keep them coming. Please. That's amazing. Yes. Oh yeah. That's a spoiler. Also, for those who haven't left yet, but still want to avoid spoilers, check back in with us at like 11 a.m. We should be moving to some of the stuff that's coming up, but just let you know if you want to avoid them. Come back and hang out with us. Steph, I know. Well, let's go to Ty real quick. I know, Ty, you got a chance to see yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, I got to actually see it Thursday.
Oh snap! Oh, excuse me. Well, what? That's right, because you were holding back on your opinion, because we hung out. We played some Fall Guys on Thursday night. We were out there getting those W's and stuff, getting championships and everything. So, we didn't get a chance to really talk about it. You were holding back your opinion, but now I'm interested to hear. What are your thoughts, man? Because I don't know. I'm nervous to hear.
As much as I want to like this movie, as much as I want to big up Jordan Peele, I didn't really like it for the first hour of the movie, minus the initial beginning of the movie. I was fighting sleep, to be perfectly honest with you. The storyline was very, very slow. Daniel Kaluuya, his character was very stoic, very like it almost, it was such a baseline character. With Keke Palmer, not to my surprise at all, but she did a okay job. My thing is, when it comes to Black directors, I'm a little bit perturbed by the fact that we, as a Black director in Jordan Peele, one who has done significant work with Get Out, and other projects as well, I was very surprised to see Keke in the role that she was portrayed in. If this was supposed to be a real depiction of a Black woman, I'm a little disappointed. It was more like, I got the vibe like she was more like a young little brother than a little sister. She gave me that vibe. It was a lot of, when it came to her verbiage, Nigga, what nigga, yo nigga, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I get enough of that on the streets when I'm talking to my homeboys, cool. But when I'm seeing it on film, I don't like to see it on film because everybody's seeing it on film. And then when everybody sees it on film, you get back to those discussions of, well, why can't we say it? I don't even want to get into that discussion. But there were a lot of things that just didn't make any sense. The alien that, or whatever, because we never determined whether or not that was an alien. It was an organism. We know that. But it was like, even when the unveiling of this organism, and then the you know, the grand finale, even in the grand finale, I was so like, are we seriously not, is nobody in it? Because I'm gonna be honest, when I went to the movie theaters, everybody in the movie theaters was quiet. When we left the movie theaters, everybody in the movie theaters was quiet. When we left out of the movie theaters, and I was like, yo, so what'd you think? That was the response from a lot of people. It was all right. I was like, nope, it wasn't. So I personally did not like this movie. I think I'm surprised that some of the reviews that I've seen in regards to this movie. But I mean, it did just come out. I would like to come back to this issue and talk about this probably in like 2 weeks, when everybody's kind of really had a chance to look at it, and then the reviews actually all come in, everything like that, because I feel like this was the same thing we got with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange initially was reviewed very highly, and then like 2 weeks later, there was like a huge drop off in, like how people viewed the movie, and different perspectives and everything like that. So I would like to see what people got to say in about 2 weeks. But me personally, it didn't hit for me.
Okay. All right. Steph, did you have anything that I know you haven't, you've been crazy busy. The movie just came out. You may not have gotten a chance to see it, but I know that you do have some knowledge of what's going on. Do you have anything that you want to add or ask or anything like that?
I read a summary and I found it very confusing. So I guess I'm going to have to see it to understand visually what happens. But based on having read the summary, I feel less excited than I did before. So I don't know, maybe it just doesn't come across as great in writing. But I feel like Ty's thoughts are kind of reflecting what I expected based on what I read.
Okay. All right. See, this is one of those situations where we're going back to old classic good Ty, bad Ty, and conflicting opinions, because I pretty much disagree with most of what you said there. I really enjoyed Keke Palmer's character. I felt like, I think what Jordan Peele does with his movies is he's just making movies, like he's making horror movies or sci-fi movies or whatever that are, that have us in it, that show us, that represent us, but also it's not like he's not doing a lot of very deep racial social commentary, especially in this movie. We had it in Get Out, and we had it in Us to a certain extent, but we didn't really have that in this movie. There wasn't really an exploration of blackness in this industry, or that kind of thing. So really, it was just focused on this family, dealing with what they're dealing with, with this thing that's flying around, and I still call it an alien because it's alien to us. But yeah, the reveal that it wasn't a ship was I thought a very original and interesting reveal. They kind of modeled it after some of like the deep sea creatures that we see, like the crazy jellyfish and stuff like that. It was also, he does a lot of metaphor to the film industry itself, with the creature itself, with a lot of what's happening. But back to Keke Palmer, back to Daniel Kaluuya. While I did like their characters, and while I did enjoy them, they're good actors and stuff like that, I do think that there was a lot of them that wasn't explored, their relationship, and kind of the reasons they are who they are. from what I understand, there's like a 3.5 hour cut of this movie that I imagine would give us more information, but also that's a lot. That's a lot.
And the movie was 2 hours and 15 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, it was 2 hours and 15 minutes. Yeah. So I would have liked to see more of the relationship between those two explored, because there really wasn't much dialogue that didn't involve the alien itself. It was all just kind of focused on that. So it was very much like, in that way, it's very much a creature feature. My friend who I was watching it with, she had a great like, as soon as the movie ended, she goes, "This is Sky Tremors," which was, I was like, oh shit, that's a really perfect, apt analogy. I don't know if y'all remember the old movie Tremors with Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, I remember Tremors.
This was that movie, but now it's just the monsters in the sky. Yeah.
Okay.
So and I was like, oh shit, that's pretty apt actually. There was kind of like some B story that was cool and interesting. The stuff with the chimp, the stuff with Steven Yen, but ultimately, like, it never kind of melded with the rest of the movie. So it was sort of like this, it seemed like an unexplored avenue a little bit. But the movie overall, I thought was good. I would give it probably like an 8 out of 10 personally, because what was there, I thought was really strong. I do think that there were missed opportunities for better character exploration, and just giving us a little bit more to chew on as far as those details. But the movie itself, the plot, the storytelling in that aspect, I thought was strong, and the acting was really great. Visually, it was beautiful, and yeah, I had a lot of time. I was laughing my ass off the whole movie. It was funnier than I thought it would be. You had something to say?
I honestly was prepared for this, because I'm not surprised that you liked it, because I knew you would. But no, I really am not surprised. Yeah. But at the same time, I am surprised, because typically one of the things that you usually have a problem with movies is when they don't tell the story and kind of leave a whole bunch of holes in the storyline. And this had, I mean, when you talk about having a creature that you never explain anything about, you never explain like the origin, you never explain why it's like outside of it's territorial. Okay, all right, so it's like it's been here for 6 months, and then all of the sudden now, out of, what I'm saying, because we do find out later that what's his name? My man from Walking Dead.
Steven Yeun.
Glenn.
He played Jupe.
He will always be Glenn.
I like how I know his name and I don't watch the show, and you guys watch it.
Yeah, that's Glenn. I will always know him as Glenn. But Glenn was basically feeding this creature, and trying to kind of domesticate him. Trying to domesticate him, like in essence.
Exploit it, yeah.
And so when I saw all of that, I was just like, watching this movie was just really tough for me. Like, there were funny parts. Like, I want to agree there with you that there were some comedic parts, some very funny parts to the movie. But just as an overall movie, without giving any context to why, to where, like, it was just a whole lot. You give me 2 hours and 15 minutes. I got more I got more storyline in Thor, which was less time than a movie that's 2 hours and 15. And then to hear you tell me that they took out 3.5 hours of this movie, like,
oh no, it was they would have removed. Yeah.
Oh man, I wouldn't have gotten
it. So that means if it was 2 hours and 15 minutes, there's an hour and 15 minutes of that movie that I'm saying, that they could have explained. If you're going to give me 2 hours and 15 minutes, give me the 3 hours and explain the storyline, so that I can really go and be like, yo, go see Nope. But while I was up in there for the first hour of that movie, and Tyrone, you can tell me how you felt, but literally after the first action sequence, or after that, it drug. It was like literally just dragging, and I was like, you don't even see Kiki until like 30 minutes into the movie. Like, what I'm saying, like maybe 30, I think about 30 minutes probably she pulls up at the event.
The audition,
at the event, and then it's like, you never know where she came from. You never know what she was doing. Like it's just like it's a whole lot of gaps in the storyline. And,
Well,
and for Jordan Peele, I just thought he would do a better job of that.
Well, I see where you're coming from. I do see it because what Jordan Peele has done, especially with this movie, a lot of it is implied, right? So, and information that we don't need for the focus storyline. Frankly, they just kind of were just like, we don't need it. So like when they're like, we don't. And to me, I think it's a valid criticism to say, I'd like to know more about this character. I'd like to know what she's doing when she's not on this ranch. I'd like to know, who she is a little bit more of that stuff like that. Absolutely. But it doesn't serve
the storyline.
I think he was, I think he just chose to serve the main storyline, which you could say might have been a choice that that left some room for desire. Definitely hear you on that. But still, the story of the movie, like he told a good story that actually didn't have a lot of holes because there's so much that was implied and so much that was given to us visually throughout the movie, through through dialogue, through interactions they just weren't very explicit. None of this movie was very explicit about anything. Even the violence, when you saw people get sucked up into into the alien, you kind of saw shadows and like little glimpses and stuff like that. When you saw the stuff with the chimp, like you didn't see it. It was visceral. You heard it and like you felt it and stuff, but you didn't see it. So it wasn't a very explicit movie. It was sort of, they wanted us, I think the idea was for us to not know everything, to be about as clueless as we needed to be for this creature or whatever, because they weren't really trying to understand it or kill it. They were just like, if we get a shot of this thing, we're gonna be rich. And that was their motivation.
Initially, they weren't trying to kill it. Initially.
But then it came after them.
And even though it ended the way it did, it was all to get that picture. She just needed that picture. She was just like, let me get this open. Now, what happened, I think, was just like a happy accident. And that ending, to me, the way it ended, it kind of ended with a whimper in that moment. It was perfect Looney Tunes comedy for me. Like I was like, this is hilarious. Like the way that it just kind of poofed. I was like, that's funny. Like I laughed. I was like, this is funny.
I think she was trying to kill it, though. I don't think she was just trying to get the picture, because her words after taking up the stakes and letting the thing float in the sky, she said, "This is gonna fuck you up."
Yeah.
Like, because remember, but before, like it had ingested the statue, of course, and then the flags that were attached to it is what caused it, like. To
get mad
inside, then get it all out. And so that when she took the stakes up, all of those were attached to flags, and then it was bigger. So she was like, "This is going to get tangled up in there, fuck you up." And and it did for a moment. And
see, I read it as, this is going to fuck you up mentally. Like this is going to like confuse you. Is going to like, what I mean? That's how I read that, because the whole thing is like they're dealing with this wild creature. They only know instinctually how wild animals behave, so they're trying to use the little bit of knowledge that they did acquire to essentially keep themselves safe while they could get this picture. Because I don't, I didn't read it as her being like, I could use this thing this way, so XYZ. So, and that's it could just be a different read. I think we'd have to get like confirmation from Jordan Peele on that one, and maybe he'll talk about it, like you said, in the next couple of weeks as things kind of like come back down to earth and stuff. What's up, Yaz? I see your hand going up.
So I just want to interject and just kind of let Lisa know, I don't really watch like horror films, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm one to not watch horror films. I will watch suspenseful films, and this film, I would say, Lisa, if you're not really into horror, you know what I'm saying, maybe a little suspense every now and then, this would be a good one to go see, because it's not scary. Like Tyrone was explaining to you, it's more of a left for your imagination kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like there's holes in this, plot for our imagination to take, and run wild with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's what Jordan Peele kind of wanted us to do. You know what I'm saying? Like Kiki, she did mention to us she had a little booth thing that she was going to go see we never saw her boothing, so that's where we're assuming that that's where she was coming from late to, you know what I'm saying, the audition, and you know what I'm saying. So there was a lot of things implied there that like kind of left you like, okay, so this, you know what I'm saying, like it makes sense in a way, you know what I mean. But this movie, it wasn't scary, and I feel like the way that they handled the alien was kind of, you know, like I don't know, it was definitely not trying to be defensive at first, but then I feel like shit changed when that dude with the fucking camera came and he fucking like got the shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's when shit like started to change, because like that's when the creature started realizing like they're trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's when the creature got really super defensive with them and tried to just start attacking. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I feel like everyone's shift came from. Instead of getting this fucking picture, we need to kill this thing because obviously it's gonna kill us if we don't kill it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So and like, I mean, Daniel Kaluuya kind of prove that point with the horse, and then Kiki with, you know, with them screaming back and forth, you know, at the end. I thought that was kind of, you know, that was pretty cool, you know, that symbolism there with them trying to save each other without, you know, trying to, you know, but this movie, I definitely, at least I would go see it. It's not scary. You can bring your daughter to go see it too. It's not scary.
I wouldn't go that far.
You're right. There's certain parts of it that are a little like freaky, you know what I'm saying? I will let you go watch it for yourself. I'm not going to ruin that for you, but it's just, you know, it's just a little blood. That's really it. You know what I'm saying? And the monkey was a little scary too. You know what I'm saying? You don't really see too much, but them showing that girl's face, they could have fucking not shown that girl's face, is all I'm saying. Like, after she got attacked, that was like, I was like, yo, is that the, oh shit, that's the monkey girl. What the fuck? Yeah. So, I mean, like, other than that, I mean, you know, it's not so bad, but I liked how they showed, you know, how graphic that scene was without showing how graphic that monkey scene was. You know, that was like, I literally grabbed Austin's hand and I was like, and I want a monkey. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've wanted a monkey, like, but I want a specific kind of monkey. Like, there's a pet store here in my area, and they sell marsupials. They're very smart. They're very, like, you know, like home, like monkeys. The monkey that's there, she literally loves me. Every time I walk in there, she like freaks out. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only reason why I want the dude.
I think I hate to be the well-actually guy. I think that's a marmoset. A marsupial is a different creature, but you might be talking about a marmoset.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. It's one of those. I don't know. But she's like super smart, literally. Like the monkey is super smart. She walks her hands, everything. Like literally pushed a child out of the way when I walked in the store one day because she knew it was me. Like she knows who I am. It's really weird. We have this like really cute bond. So I want that monkey when that guy dies.
Until you don't.
I mean,
have a really cute bond until you don't have a cute bond, and then you don't have a face.
She has no teeth. She has no teeth. She was deep, like when she was, you know, like when she was, I think like after 1 year old, she like attacked a kid or something like that, and they took her teeth out. So yeah,
that sounds awful.
It does sound awful.
Yeah,
that's a child though, so I'm not
pet store.
I just want the monkey. She's not mean to me. She has no claws and she's got no teeth.
Children.
Yeah, that's not a pet store.
I mean,
the
kid wasn't at the pet store. That's why he owned the monkey. It was at a zoo, and the monkey got out because it's so smart. So he adopted them, like, so they wouldn't kill the monkeys. There's two of them. There's a boy and a girl, Missy, and I can't remember what the guy's name is.
Well, yeah, you might. They probably don't want you giving their names out on the internet with these kind of details. Yeah,
you won't be able to find it. It happened so long ago, dude.
Yeah, anybody in the Daytona area, look out for a monkey being abused.
Tyrone, stop giving away my information and shit.
Okay.
But for real.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. You were finished.
But yeah, like the movie, it's not really all that, like, you know, it's not that bad. And I kind of enjoyed it. I get what you're saying, you know what I'm saying, Tyrone, where there was like pieces missing and stuff like that. But I didn't think it was so dry. The boring parts that you're saying, I feel like were filled with that tech guy. You know what I'm saying? That dude was fucking hilarious. Like his ass is just a little too nosy and a little too friendly and a little too like wanting to help. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some typical white people shit. I don't know about you guys, but like I literally looked at Austin and I was like, this would be some shit you guys would do. Like, why? Like, why would you want to be involved in this shit? Like, just because it's cool? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, you went through all this trouble to get your ass killed. Ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really good movie. So I don't know. Check it out. It was worth a 2-hour watch. Maybe we'll feel differently in a couple weeks, but I know Tyleem's like, fuck this movie.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like the guy that she's talking about, the tech guy, you don't even see the tech guy until almost an hour into the movie as well. And it was just a lot, man. And I hope, I really do hope that I'm just the outlier, and I'm the only one that feels this way, because I love to support my Black directors and producers, and I want to see them continue to get many opportunities to do movies and stuff like that. So I want to support Jordan Peele. I want to be like, yo, this was the one. This is typical Jordan Peele fashion. But this was not that. And Lisa, just so you know, like, to everybody's point, it's not scary. I mean, like, there are a couple of gory scenes, primarily based around the monkey.
Yeah.
But like, when it comes to, even when the organism ingested people,
Yeah, that was
it didn't even, it looked like when you see the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about. And like, it looked like they were going up a ladder. It looked like they were going like up a ladder into a box. Like, there were no teeth. There was nothing. Like, there was like literally.
It kind of looked like they were in like a worm or something. You know what I'm saying?
Like a windpipe, like not a windpipe,
yes.
but an esophagus or something like that. But
it looked like an esophagus with a box at the end of it.
Yeah.
And it was just really, really. When I looked at it and I saw the people going up in there, I was like, what would make this movie a little bit better? If they actually showed the thing eating the people. But what it didn't do, what it didn't do was show that. It showed the aftermath of what people look like after the thing ingests you. So like, that part was like, I was like, yeah.
The stuff on your air conditioning, like the silver stuff, you know what I'm saying, that they put around your air conditioning pipes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's what it looked like they were crawling through. Like,
that's exactly what they look like.
Well, and I agree with you that I would have liked to have seen more. I would like to have seen more people getting sucked up and eaten. But but this is a good example of where they chose to just do this sort of like we're gonna give you bits and pieces thing. Like, so we didn't see people get like chewed up and digested and stuff like that. But what they did was like they used the scream, so like you hear people screaming as going by, and then there was a thing just before the house scene. There was a thing where you just hear that big crunch, and then the screaming stops, and then you see it just like basically just spit blood all over the house and stuff like that. So instead of going full gore, they're going more like mind. They're letting it happen sort of in your mind, which when you go into a movie thinking you're going to watch a horror movie, you expect to see those things. So it kind of throws you off when you don't, which is completely understandable. I think there are going to be a lot of people who go to see Nope expecting to see a horror movie, and then they see sort of something a little bit more sci-fi. It is a little closer to like Predator than it was like a
Predator's
horror
scarier
movie.
Than this, I feel like.
No, agreed.
And furthermore, I don't think people, I know I didn't go to see Nope thinking that I was going to see a horror movie. Based on the last trailer, I went to it thinking I was going to see a UFO movie.
Yeah.
Like, based on the trailer, it pretty much shows you what you're going to see. So at that point, horror was out of the scenario for me. So I definitely didn't go with the preparations for watching a horror movie.
I was still thinking horror.
I knew that I was getting sci-fi.
Right.
And to your point about the screams, I don't know that those screams came from people. That thing, when it went up in the sky, it would scream.
Yeah,
it would scream.
No, only when it had people in it though. Like, because remember the first one.
Wrong. You wrong, Tyrone.
Because you're going to talk about the beginning of the movie, right?
I'm going to talk about every time that thing rolls up. The very first time that it rolls up, it rolls up in the sky was the night that he went out there to go find Ghost. And when it rolls up, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Yaz, but when he went to go find Ghost, and that thing went up in the sky and it went in the clouds, you heard it scream.
You did, yes.
It screamed, and there were no people.
It was very faint. It wasn't loud. It was like,
it was like and then it would go. It would do that every time it went by. Every time it would like go and go down in there, it would scream. And at that point, it hadn't eaten any people. it had only
that we saw it
Well,
hadn't many people.
Well,
That
well,
we
I
saw.
mean during the movie. I mean, unless Jordan Peele
That's
wants
what
to.
I'm
Well, see, I
saying,
know this
that
is
we saw.
this is one of those things. Like in the beginning of the movie, they were like a missing group of hikers. Like you kept hearing about missing people and stuff like that throughout the movie, and they were implying that this thing is where these people went, which is why his dad caught that nickel like he caught it, because the missing hikers. The first time you hear the screaming, gets those missing hikers,
Yep.
and then all of their stuff
Keys and
starts
all
to
their
fall
yeah,
down
their
and
shit,
shit like that. So it's things like that which are kind of planted throughout. You know what I mean? That fill in those blanks, but it's a lot of work to do while you're watching this movie and trying to go through it. I like it. I enjoy seeing, like, putting those, like, getting the pieces and putting the pieces together. That's the way my brain works. So I'm like, yay, you're giving me puzzles to solve. I'm happy right now. Thank you for that. That's me. I'm that type of dork. But like, I can, even though I don't feel the same way you feel, I 100% like, I can see where you're coming from. And I don't think you're going to be alone. I don't think you're going to be alone in this thought, because it was given to us, it's summer blockbuster, it's Jordan Peele. We're thinking all this, this very stuff, this very specific stuff about Jordan Peele. Like you said, typical Jordan Peele, right? To me, what I think this shows is that we're never going to have a typical Jordan Peele. I think he's going to keep changing and keep throwing new stuff at us and keep subverting our expectations and sometimes exceeding. Maybe sometimes he'll stumble. But I do appreciate that he kind of takes these risks, because he could just stay in the lane of, like, doing the the social black commentary movie, the political commentary movie. But he's like, nah, I'm gonna make some, I'll make this movie, So I respect it, but I do think that he might lose some people along the way. I think that's very valid. What's up? Did your hand go up, Steph?
No, mine did.
Okay,
yeah. Okay, so this movie going in, like, from seeing the trailer and everything with you guys before we watched it last weekend, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was not expecting the alien to be the bad guy, to be honest with you. I was expecting Glenn to be the bad guy.
Right.
So, I mean, I liked that, like, going into this, you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like what's going to transpire from here? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's UFOs, you know what I'm saying? And obviously, there was going to be, people trying to compete about getting that first image out there, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm like, all of this kind of came into fruition, in my mind before when I went to see the movie. So seeing it and watching it and seeing how they kind of took that and spun it into the fucking alien is eating people and shit, and people, like, don't even know this, you know what I'm saying? Like that, I think that's why Tyrone and I like this so much, because, like, they like Tyrone was saying, they gave us little bits and pieces and we kind of put them together, you know what I'm saying? Like, off of what we got. But it wasn't what we got, you know what I'm saying? It gave us something different to kind of, like, holy shit, like, think about a little bit more. So I don't know, this movie was definitely really interesting. It gave us a lot of interesting key points about, like, Glenn and his backstory and everything, and how, like, he kind of met with them, and how that's all connected and everything. So I don't know, it was, I still think it was a pretty decent movie. So I don't know, go watch it, Lisa, and everybody else, just check it out. We'll be definitely, like, around to be talking about this probably for another couple of weeks, like we said. And I can't wait to hear what everyone's got to say about it, because no lie, it's interesting, and it has so many different points of views that you could get from this movie. So I don't know, I liked it. I
like the conversation around it. It's fun. It's going to be a fun one to discuss as more people see it. Is there anything else before we get into answering Steph Ray's question of the day? Because I'm really excited about jumping into these answers and having some fun with that. What's up? Yes.
One more thing. How fucking hard did you guys laugh when that dude's bike stopped working?
Oh, that was amazing. That scene was hilarious. And when they were like, "Oh, there's no way he's alive," and you just hear this scream
literally,
from across
I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Austin, he's still alive. He's just really fucked up right now." And Austin was like, "You sure?" And then you hear, "Ah!" I was like, "Yes!" Yeah, hilarious. I was that loud person in the theater, like, fucking dying laughing, because that shit was great. No lie.
Yeah. Also, before we move on to Steph Ray's question of the day, we got to start this hashtag drop the peel cut, because I'm trying to see this 3.5 hour version of this movie and see what what we.
We're gonna do Snyder.
We're gonna be the
Snyder shit.
Yeah, we're gonna be the black and brown Jordan Peele, Zack Snyder type fans, and I'm gonna like everything he does, no matter what. I'm gonna always say he's the best filmmaker, no matter what. And anybody who gets mad at me, I'm gonna get mad at them. that's how I'm going to behave from now. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I would be interested to see what else, what was left off the cutting room floor. Like if there was more to the chimp story that kind of plays into it. It would have been cool to see more of Glenn or Steven Yen's character, little Jupe. It would have been cool to see him, feeding it, you know what I mean? Like realizing like, oh shit, like this thing, I could capitalize on this thing and I'm going to keep buying these horses. And like he was buying horses so he could feed this thing.
Yeah.
The whole time Daniel Kaluuya is thinking he can get these horses back. And he's like, I don't know about these.
Yeah. We'll work something out.
Right.
We'll work something out.
In essence, you're right. Yeah. In essence,
I'm just saying.
Glenn was the bad guy.
Yeah, but like we knew that though. But that's what I'm saying though. I was not expecting the alien to be eating people though. Like that shit was like.
I'm just surprised I'm surprised at that, yes, because almost every alien movie that we've seen thus far, the aliens either come to eat you or come to take over your body or come to. So that's not really that far out of the realm of possibilities.
The alien, okay. So when the kids came out, when Glenn got the kids to go to the fucking barn and that little girl got decked in the fucking face, that shit was great. But I'm just saying, like, I thought those were the aliens because the way they were like,
the fake out. Yeah, it was
we all thought they were the aliens.
Yeah,
that was the fake out moment.
And the light turned off, and I was like hitting Austin. I was like, "Do you see that? Do you fucking see that?" And he's like, "See what?" I was like, "Just look. I got 4 eyes. Look." And he was like, "What?" And then it moved, and I was like, "I fucking told you there was something there."
But you know what? That is Jordan Peele-esque.
Yes.
That is what he does. He did that. He did that in Us. He did that. You know what I'm saying? That is what he does. He does those things where because when you saw the girl, she was standing still. She just was standing still. So you saw her. You saw her basically her figure.
Yeah.
And then what was the first thing that you saw after that? The other alien bend down really low and crouch and do what Jordan Peele did in Us. That is the same thing that the little girls in Us were doing. They were doing those
those creepy movements and shit.
All that kind of stuff. Same thing in Lovecraft Country when they had the dolls,
Topsy and Bopsy
episodes. When they were coming like that.
Yeah.
So that is Jordan-esque. I was not surprised at that at all. But I was surprised that was not the aliens. I was that's the aliens.
That's why this movie was so good.
But that's the point. We never got aliens. Like that's the thing.
What do you mean? Like, that thing turned into a fucking butterfly, bro. Got angry as shit.
I don't know
and
what the
fuck
fuck
back into a ship.
was.
Like, what do you mean that was it? Like you said, it was an organism alien. Like that's what aliens are. They're organisms. You know what I'm saying? Like out of this world, obviously, because we don't have those type of organisms and shit. You know what I'm saying? But
that's something you broach in a story. Like that's like you because you can. Like that's it. Like this idea that you cannot have organisms like that on Earth. That's not true. You can have organisms like that because
eating people.
Guess what scientists are always doing? That's literally that's one of those things where yes, they could have, but the fact of the matter is we don't know because it was never broached. That subject was never broached. We don't know where these people came, where this thing came from. We don't know why it's here. We don't know what it doesn't have anything outside of territorial
tendencies.
Yeah. Like that, there was nothing told. We got more backstory on the chimp.
Don't look in the eye.
No, we really did. They really went in that room and gave the whole backstory on Gordy or whatever the hell his name was. Like, so it's like, I'm like, we're spending more time on the chimp than we are on the actual villain in this movie, which is this organism.
Can I ask a question though? So in the whole Gordy incident, I didn't see him eat the little girl's mouth. I just saw him beating the shit out of the mom and then fucking attacking the dad.
There was a lot happening that we didn't see, and that was very much, on purpose.
So that's what I'm saying, but that's how I like him. Like when he said, "Oh, the first, crush of my life, you're my first co-host ever." I was like, "Wait, that bitch survived? How did she survive?" Like,
and that's based on real life, by the way. There was a woman who had a pet chimp. And that pet chimp lost it didn't lose its mind. It's a wild animal, but like that's how chimps attack you. They will literally rip your face off and rip your hands off, so you can't fight back. And that happened to a real person who ended up getting like the first face transplant and shit like that. Look it up. It's a crazy story.
I'm going to now.
Yeah, it's
I still
wild.
want one. I don't give a fuck what you guys say. I'm not chimp, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say you might want to get something tiny that you can
not
you
big.
can
She's
throw it in the
really
toilet.
tiny. She's like a baby, and she doesn't grow.
This lady had a chimpanzee, and it was like probably half her size.
Yeah, no,
And
that's where you fucked up.
No, well, I mean, she raised it from a baby.
Yeah.
So like, it wasn't like she never felt
Crazy.
threatened by the thing. It just one day snapped, and so like that was the same kind of thing that Jordan Peele used, is that there was nothing other than the pop of a balloon that pushed that chip over the limit, and then at when it had a chance to calm down, what did the chimp do? He tried to fist bump.
With the fist bump,
He tried to fist bump the little boy, and they blew the kid. Like, I was like, oh my god,
that was nuts. That was so nuts.
Which in very Jordan Peele fashion, and I know we're we'll move on soon, but this is I do love the discussion of this movie, but in very Jordan Peele fashion, the parallels there between the balloons, the use of the balloons, the floating up, how that ends up kind of affecting the creature, also how it shaped Steven Yeun's character, which is, I'm sure, we get more of that in like a longer cut of the movie or whatever. But, this kid saw something that, in a time of his life where he's, being imprinted with stuff, he saw something just awful and traumatizing and stuff. And he basically turned into a psychopath. He had a secret room dedicated to this moment in his life where he would just kind of like sell the experience to people, and here he is with the same kind of experience. He sees this creature. Instead of being like, ooh, these kinds of things end poorly for me and then poorly for people, he's like, I can use this. I'm going to put my family in danger. I'm going to put my people in danger. I'm going to put myself in danger so I can exploit this, because that's, that's been my life. You know what I mean? So there's a lot there that Jordan Peele does very implicitly. And I think what we're seeing is him evolving and him kind of honing those skills. I think, we'll look back and kind of see kind of progression with Jordan Peele, because he's been getting better and better since Mad TV, since Key and Peele and stuff. You could see his mind just kind of opening and expanding. And I do think that while this wasn't as strong as Get Out, and I do think it was better than Us.
Oh yeah,
as a complete story, and I like to see these kinds of changes and stuff like that, these kinds of evolutions. Yeah, it's been super fun. Does anybody have any final thoughts on Nope?
One final thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
What if that the alien came when Gordy, was like, like when they were trying to shoot that, and like, because you saw the horses, I'm saying, the horse Lucky, I'm saying, all the horses started acting crazy. The only one that didn't was his dad's horse, because he was already, I'm saying, like,
what, Ghost?
Yeah, Ghost. That's what it was. Yeah, Ghost. Oh no, he was trying to run away from me. Yeah, he was trying to run away. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so the animals were acting crazy whenever, like, the alien came. You know what I'm saying? So
because they knew they was about to get ate.
Well, no, but like, obviously, but that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe that's also another thing that triggered Gordy. You know what I'm saying? Because that, like, but no one knew about it. You know?
No, I don't think we were supposed to get that from the movie. I think that was they were just showing in that moment, I believe, that there is no taming a wild animal. There's no completely taming a wild animal.
I see. That's a good.
And the parallel you mentioned, also that same parallel, because I'm glad you brought that up. That's a really good point. That same parallel is also used to explain the relationship between what was the main character's name?
OJ.
OJ.
Between OJ and his horse.
Yeah.
And how, because remember at the set, at the thing, he kept telling the people, listen, these are things you got to do. Don't get why are you up in his face?
Yeah.
Don't shine that in his face. Yo, back up.
Yeah.
Yo, why are you, like, he made like those parallels are actually explained and tapped into in the relationship with the horse and the trainer and everything like that, and how you interact with these wild animals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're that is a fair point and a fair assessment.
Yeah, and I like that. And my final comment on Jordan Peele is I like that in an age where it's really easy to just be like, here, we're going to give you explosions and action and this kind of stuff. And we're going to, we know the formula, we can give it to you, and we know we can do well and we can sell tickets. Instead of doing that, Jordan Peele's like, I'm gonna try some shit. And I do appreciate that. And I think that mostly he's nailing it. And you know, there's room for growth and there's room for improvement without a doubt. But I do appreciate that Jordan Peele is trying to carve out his own special place in cinema. I really like that. Anybody else? Any final thoughts?
I don't have nothing else to say about this movie other than
Thank you for. I really enjoyed our Nope discussion. We're done with Nope. Minnie, we are done with Nope. We're no more Nope spoilers. We're good. We're moving on. We are going to what we are going to do is answer Steph Ray's question of the day, because I've been really appreciating this one. We're not going to go into the movie at all, but real quick, just because we spent millions and millions of dollars on these intros, so we're going to do this intro one more time. Steph, if you could repeat the question for us, and then we'll dive in.
Absolutely.
Steph Ray's question of the day.
So, since we are talking about a Jordan Peele movie, we can take the banner off.
Yeah, I'm taking that off. Yep.
Yeah. So, since we're talking about a Jordan Peele movie, and Jordan Peele is known for taking songs from popular culture, slowing them down, chopping and screwing them to make them sound incredibly creepy, what is a popular song that you think deserves the Jordan Peele treatment? That when you listen to the normal version, it's upbeat, a bop, whatever. But when you actually think about the lyrics, like, oh crap, that is actually pretty horrific. I have two in mind, but I want to hear y'all's thoughts first.
All right, who you want first?
Let's hear from you, Tyrone.
Oh, okay, all right. I happen to have one in mind. Hold on just a second. Let's do this. So I would like to hear Rockin' Robin by the Jackson 5 get the Jordan Peele treatment, mostly just because I want to hear Rockin' Robin tweet. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear the tweets. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear the Rockin' Robin tweet in the Jordan Peele style. And I might have another one locked in there, but I'll let y'all go ahead and throw yours out there. Minnie says he wants "I'm in Love with a Stripper" slowed down. we need a Jordan Peele zombie stripper movie now. That's what we need.
All right, Yaz, what's yours?
I'm gonna pass for now. I'm still thinking.
Okay, all right, Ty, you have one?
I'm gonna go with Goody Mob. Who's that looking in my window? Wow. Nobody now.
Damn, that song was already so kind of creepy. That song used to kind of creep me out back in the day. You're gonna extra creepify that song. That's
absolutely.
So I have two. My first one is Ghost Town DJs, My Boo.
Oh shit.
Boy, you should know that I've got you on my mind.
Yes.
A secret admirer. I've been watching you.
That's a great song.
Think of you. I want to be your lady, baby. Like, it's a bop, but
yeah,
so creepy. Secondly, Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk? Love it. It's such a stalker song. Last night I saw you standing, and I started pretending that I knew you, and you knew me too.
That's perfect.
Can we talk for a minute? No, sir, we can't. You're stalking me. We cannot talk for a minute.
I'm done. Okay, so I got it. First one would be Santa Baby.
Santa Baby. Ooh, we got a Christmas Jordan Peele movie.
And that'd be creepy as fuck. Santa.
Oh my god.
That'd be creepy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're climbing down the chimney, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that'd be fucking terrifying as fuck.
Children in the head moving around.
Yes, children be fucked for life. Their little candy canes coming to life, trying to eat them and shit. Yeah, it'd be fucked up. Yeah.
Ooh, what about "Let's Go Crazy" by Prince? I feel like that'd be
that one.
I don't either.
Let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. It's just it's that oh, you could even start from the beginning, because it's "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here to celebrate this thing called," you know what I mean? You can do the whole intro and stuff like that. Y'all know what's up. I'm mad that y'all are just Prince, who's that?
No,
I'm just kidding. I know I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
I feel like "Beauty" by Drew Hill is another one.
Ooh, yeah, just
drop
it an octave or two and slow it down.
Walks by me every day. Her and love are the same. The woman has stolen my heart. Beauty is her name. I'm hoping I can make you mine before another man steals your heart. Could be sweet or could be very creepy. Yeah.
I like this. I like this game. Now I'm gonna be thinking of like I'm gonna have songs pop into my head like for the next several days. So you're just gonna get like random texts from me. It's like this song.
What about this?
You're gonna start listening to stuff and being like, "Oh my god, that's not sweet. That's awful."
Creepy.
Yeah,
That's creepy.
that's absolutely true. And when Jordan Peele did that or whoever him and whoever got together did I Got Five on it. God, that shit was so good. Like
Minnie said the Whisper song. Wait till you see my A. Wait till you see my A. Yeah, that's already very creepy. Oh god.
Wait. What would be another creepy one too? Like just think about like the thong song. Do you guys remember the thong song? The words to the thong song?
Of
like
course
just
you
go
remember
back,
the words to the
go
thong song.
back and read through them real quick in your mind. All right. And if he did that'd be a scary, what is that stupid ass movie? I didn't even fucking see it. Like Shades of Grey.
Oh, 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, that'd be a stupid ass like 50 Shades of Grey. Like you have to like. I'm literally looking them up right now and like thinking about them, and oh man, yeah.
Ooh, Rosa Parks, Outcast.
What
Imagine
about
like somebody.
What about that Freddie Mercury? What is that? What is that Freddie Mercury? Oh my God.
I'm gonna start naming Queen songs. Is it Somebody to Love? Is it having a Don't Stop Me Now? Is it We Are the Champions? Is it
It's not We Are the Champions. Is it? I don't know, man. Where it has the intro where he's like something like
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, the Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah,
Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's Bicycle would be a good one too.
Mama or let's call it Miss Jackson from Outkast would be another good one. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Yeah. No, there's we can have some fun with this.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Two lady ones. The Boy Is Mine, specifically the chorus.
Monica.
Yeah. Monica and Brandy. And then Erykah Badu's Other Side of the Game. What you gonna do when they come for you? Work ain't always
Oh yeah.
That could be a lot of dishonest work that pays the bills they're talking about.
Yeah,
I can just see people like chopping up bodies while that plays in the background.
Now that you said that, it just brought up. Can we get the Cops theme song?
Oh, the bad. The
when they come for you.
I don't know any of the words to that song. I don't know any of the words, but I know how they sound.
In the audience, like somebody make some of this happen.
Yeah, we need to get a whole album of this.
Put it up.
That was amazing. That was Steph Ray's question of the day. One for the books, an all-time great. Thank you very much for that, Steph. And yeah, thank you for the Nope discussion. And thank y'all for being patient while we spoil Nope. Good to see you back while we get into what's happening and what's coming up, because we know we've kind of been in a little bit of a drought after Miss Marvel finished, after The Boys finished. I feel like there's been kind of a little bit of a lull in the world of nerd, and it's it's not my favorite, but we do have a lot of good stuff coming out. We talked about She-Hulk coming on the way, but what we didn't know was coming so soon was I Am Groot. We've got Marvel yesterday at Comic-Con. Comic-Con's going on right now for all of you who don't know. Yesterday, Marvel dropped the trailer and kind of the synopsis for their I Am Groot, which is a series of shorts with Baby Groot, which is amazing. I mean, who doesn't like Baby Groot? Real quick, I'm going to jump into that trailer. Give me just a second to set this.
I haven't seen this trailer.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for you to see it because I was like, what? Ooh. Look at this. All right, let's do this thing. We're gonna do this. We're sharing the audio. I'm good at this, I promise. Here we go, and we are good. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We are back. We're no longer sharing.
Well, what if I told you that you could get home internet from Verizon?
Verizon does home internet?
Verizon does.
Boom. Wonderful. Thank you for that. Yeah, no. So after watching that that I Am Groot trailer, which surprised the hell out of me, I'm like, I didn't think I was gonna like that this much. But yeah, what are some thoughts? Ty, what are your thoughts on this I Am Groot trailer?
I mean, I think it's cute. I think we'll fall in love with Baby Groot just like we fell in love with Baby Grogu. I don't know how excited I am for it. I mean, I'll watch it because it's Marvel and it's Baby Groot, but I don't know that my level of excitement will like grow, from him just saying I am Groot the whole time. There's really how much dialogue are you gonna have if he only says I am Groot? Like it just seems like it's
You
just
have
gonna be very
subtitles.
cutesy.
You can have subtitles, I am Groot.
Well, that would be nice if we learn, if they do somehow, give us subtitles and let us know like the way he says it, it just means certain stuff. But I mean, in essence, with every dealing we've had with Groot has always come back to Groot. So I won't be surprised if they keep it kind of in that space. But I just think it's going to be cute. I think it's going to be one of those things where we could smile and be like, oh, he's so cute. But outside of that, man, it said 5 new shorts.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming these won't be like 30-minute long episodes. They probably will be 15 minutes, 20-minute episodes, maybe
20. I would say probably less, between 10 and 15 at most. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. But
yeah. It's like Love, Death, and Robots, but for Groot. I think is kind of what they're giving us. You know what I mean? Like it won't be nearly as graphic and stuff like that. But hey, they did eat Groot's doo-doo. He sharted, and they were like, "Thank you for your shart. We're gonna eat this now." Yeah, yeah.
That's when he realized he is king.
Steph is like, I did not look at it that way. As a, I wonder
he
if
provided life for the creatures. Okay, so he is king because he can fart leaves and give them substance. Okay, that's why he had his little bougie scarf.
My question is that still vegan?
That's a good question.
He did fart a leaf.
Yeah. But is it vegan? Because he's a sentient being, and that's of his body. I don't know if that's just any vegans in the audience. If you can clear that up. If you eat Groot's leaf poop, are you still a vegan? That's all I want to know.
Groot is made of Groot.
He's a tree.
Yeah. So there's no meat in there, no protein.
Yeah, vegans don't even eat like cheese and stuff and honey because it comes from beings that are individuals and stuff like that. So this might cause an issue is all I'm saying. We might have to there might be a war between the vegans and the non-vegans.
Eating Groot is the healthiest meal that you could ever have. He probably needs chlorophyll. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to be pretty healthy after it's all. People are actually, putting chlorophyll in their waters and drinking it. So I think we'll be fine.
Steph, it seems that your reaction to this is letting me know that you have a lot of thoughts, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on Groot poop.
Yeah, I'm perturbed by this line of thought. I feel again like group mom today. I'm just really, we're doing poop jokes.
This is basically the boys.
Yes, that is exactly how I felt. That is exactly how I felt. But me and Bad Ty are just like, we're here. Because I'm, as a writer myself, I appreciate an artistic constraint, but a series about a main character who says one line of 3 words the whole time, it's really hard for me to get excited about that.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm good. I do think what will, I have higher hope. Imagine that, me hopeful about something, but I have hope that it'll be, that it's it's going to be entertaining. And of course they're going to be silly and fun and stuff like that. And I do think that they'll be able to tell us some fun little stories. A lot like they do in Love, Death, and Robots with minimal dialogue. And, because sometimes you don't hear a single word in those things and you just get this like great storytelling. So, it's possible, is Marvel right now is cranking out so much that you could be like, is it possible that you have, that you paid enough attention to this thing to tell really beautiful, really like engaging stories in this way. That's yet to be seen. But I have some hopes. Yeah. So do you have anything anything that you wanted to throw in on this before we go to our next trailer and our next upcoming deal?
I am Groot.
All right, perfect. I think I summed it up right there. For anybody,
to put it better myself. There you go.
That was perfectly beautiful, poignant. It was concise, poetic almost. But there is there have been, we don't have trailers or anything, but there has been some news that has dropped from Marvel's from Comic-Con. We are getting Spider-Man Freshman Year, the animated. It's going to be an animated series that's coming out in 2023. They've also said there will be a Spider-Man Sophomore Year. So it looks like we've got a couple seasons of some good Spider-Man animation coming out. They talked about X-Men 97 coming out, which I believe is also going to be 2023. They've confirmed, for this animated series based on the old X-Men animated series. They talked about Jean Grey, Beast, Rogue, Gambit, Wolverine, Cyclops, the Storm, all the greats of X-Men confirmed to be on this show. So I can't wait to see how that looks. What's up?
Animated?
It will be animated. Yep. It will be animated. I'm very curious to see, where they go with the voice actors. If we hear familiar voices, if we hear new voices, because I love the old X-Men series. There were times where the voice acting was a little shaky. It wasn't, it was back in the 90s. So, it was kind of that day. The voice acting wasn't always on point, but it was still, they were still telling great stories and stuff. But I think this is going to be a very, very high level. Very much looking forward to that. And then we have, X-Men? We have, big news. What If drops, I believe, early next year. What If season 2, and I believe they actually showed an entire episode of that at Comic-Con, which got people super hyped, and they're very much looking forward to seeing some familiar faces. They're careful about spoilers, but Marvel had people out there as correspondents. But yeah, so they're not dropping spoilers, but they did talk about some familiar faces. They said that the episode opened with just like the voice of Uatu the Watcher, just kind of like catches up. So it made me, it got me hyped just thinking about it, and knowing that we're gonna have some What If, because What If surprised me. I think it was one of the more pleasant surprises of the last couple of years, just because I did not expect it to be so good, and it was so damn good.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of fun Marvel stuff coming down the pipeline, and also it's happening. Comic-Con is happening right now, so I'm sure we're gonna, by the end of today, we're probably gonna have some pretty big Marvel news. Been a lot of rumors about where Phase 4 is going. Been a lot of talk about X-Men since Miss Marvel dropped the word mutants for the first time in the MCU. It's going to be an exciting weekend, especially for what's coming up in the world of Marvel. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the New Blurred Order page. Of course, if you're not already, like and follow the New Blurred Order page so you can get all those updates. Because, Yaz is out there dropping all the, the headlines and the memes and stuff like that to keep y'all informed. And we thank her for that. So, yeah, keep your eyes on that. But outside of the realm of Marvel, we do have some pretty exciting stuff coming up. I'm going to go first. We're going to go to the House of the Dragon, which is the Game of Thrones spinoff prequel, I guess, technically, that will be centered around the Targaryens, their rise to the Iron Throne. I would guess more dragons. It's got some familiar faces like Matt Smith, and it's exciting because I see this as the potential for a second chance, and I hope that's what we end up getting. But before we get too far into the discussion, I do want to share the House of the Dragon trailer. So please bear with me as I get this ready again. But yeah, this House of the Dragon trailer, I'm like, okay, I kind of feel like Jeremy Renner in Endgame, where he was like, "Don't give me hope." But at the same time, I'm like, I want to love you. I want to love you, Game of Thrones. So please, let's do this. Make it good. But
They started off strong. They just ended really badly.
Yeah, no, I feel you, and we can't do that again. We can't do it.
And there was context to that too as well. So
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, we will definitely get into that. But here is the House of Dragon.
The dream was clearer than a memory. And I heard the sound of thundering hooves, splintering shields and ringing swords. And I placed my hand upon the Iron Throne. And all the dragons roared as one.
I consider the matter urgent. That of your succession.
Well, who else would have a claim?
The firstborn child.
Rhaenyra. No queen has ever sat the Iron Throne.
The king has an heir, Daemon Targaryen.
I will not be made to choose between my brother and my daughter.
Rhaenyra's succession will be challenged. Knives will come out.
You are the king. Your duty is to take a new wife.
I have decided to name a new heir. I'm your heir. War is afoot.
Do you think the realm will ever accept me as their queen?
A woman would not inherit the Iron Throne, because that is the order of things.
When I'm queen, I will create a new order.
Your family has dragons. They are power men should never have trifled with.
If Rhaenyra comes into power, she could cut off any challenge to her succession.
I am to inherit the Iron Throne. She will block my way.
Our hearts remain as one.
Oh, our hearts were never one. Have you never imagined yourself on the Iron Throne?
Where is duty? Where is sacrifice?
How they see you as you are.
Okay. I'm kind of getting excited.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
Yeah, I mean it looks good. You know, I mean the trailer actually looks good. My own, it's the only thing that has me kind of hesitant is just what happened with Game of Thrones, and maybe that's not fair to this show. But I think, Ty, you were about to make a point about why we felt the way we felt, and I think I'm on the same wavelength. So go ahead and dive into that.
Yeah, the last season was rushed because they had another project that they were pretty much about to work on, and so it, like, the last season felt rushed. It looked rushed, and it was rushed. Everything leading up to that final season, we can all argue that Game of Thrones was one of the most watched, loved series that HBO, and HBO has had a lot of very loved series, by the way.
Dexter.
This definite no Dexter Showtime. But HBO has had Sopranos. They've had like
The Wire.
Boardwalk Empire, The Wire. They've had so many, the Watchmen. So they've had huge series, and this was another one. But that last season, and I wouldn't even say the whole season. I would say the last probably 2, maybe 3 episodes were really not what we were expecting.
Right.
It gave us this huge
build up.
This humongous buildup. We got the Night King and his army about to go and everything, and we all are looking to Jon Snow to be the savior, and that shit totally wasn't what happened. Although I did love that Arya was.
I was gonna say that was the icing on the cake for me. Arya was the fucking
Arya was the shit. I love that whole story, her whole storyline. I love everything they did with her. But the reason I'm saying all of this is to say, prior to the rushing, what we had was top-notch writing
Hell
and
yeah.
top-notch visuals. I believe we will get the same thing we got from the initial beginning of the Game of Thrones series, where we get top-notch writing, top-notch acting, top-notch visuals. You have, I believe, because I've never read this story, but I do believe that there is a total of 5 dragons in this, it should be like a total of 5 dragons in this series. But don't hold me to that. But I do know that there will be more than the dragons that we saw in the original Game of Thrones, which I think was 3 initially.
Yeah.
So so we'll see. But anytime you bring a dragon on the screen, and then you like that last clip on that reel we just on that preview we just watched, where the dragon comes out of the darkness and just puts his head forward. Bro, that's you have me right there. I'm sold.
Yeah.
Right there. When the dragon comes up like that, I mean, dude is over here pushing the dragon and shit like that. Like shit like that, I'm with it. I'm with it all day.
So you walking by the grocery store aisle and you see the bag and it says now with more dragons, and you're like, well, I'm getting that. Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
The one thing that has concerned me though is like the beginning of Game of Thrones, the first 5-6 seasons, they were being guided by the books, because up until that point, the story was coming from the actual novels, I didn't read them. So if you're in the comments and and you have knowledge that could help us out here, please by all means share it. But they were guided by the books. The story hadn't finished. So after about, I think, season 5, season 6, the creators of the HBO show had to kind of go at it alone with like a little bit of guidance from George R.R. Martin, I believe, maybe not even that much, because he's still finishing the books. So I think that's when the story kind of started falling apart. But I think if this show takes place in an era that was covered by the books, so they just dug deeper into the Targaryens, because there's already Lisa's, thank you for this. I heard this is already based on already written novels. That gives me more hope, because to me that was like the strength of the beginning of Game of Thrones. Like there was such deep character exploration and stuff. So I hope to get more of that. That would be amazing. I also did notice, that they featured some black faces in this trailer, which is something that we know was kind of was very much lacking in the Game of Thrones series. When we did have people who were black, they were in
slaves.
like. Yeah. I mean, except for a very small number of characters.
Some of them were free, yes.
Right, but except for a very small number of characters over the there was the one guy who was like in the beautiful city they went to, who it was like there was like that wizard guy there. But the fact that you're like, who should let you know that there wasn't enough representation.
Daenerys's guard, that dude. Okay, he was of some
Grey Worm.
Grey Worm, thank you, Grey Worm. Okay,
yeah, but you know how those biracials are.
No, well,
damn, Tyrone. Damn, call me out. Damn,
they were slaves. Grey Worms were slaves.
They're not right, but she freed them. They were slaves that are now free. So some of them were slaves and some of them were free. That's what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying? All the indigenous people that were, mine and Tyrone's skin color, the lighter hues, what I'm saying? Like Count or Drogo, what I'm saying? All those people, those were free people.
Oh, Count
the Dothraki, like the violent warrior tribes.
People, those were like the indigenous people. You know what I'm saying? So all them were free.
No, and they were looked upon as savages. So there are plenty of arguments to be made about the way Game of Thrones, treated darker hue. There, without a doubt, they weren't great with it, and I think this looks like progress. It looks like they're not doing the thing where, well, if this white Targaryen hair, you can't have black skin. Well, they're like, fuck that noise. We're gonna have some black Targaryens. Right. Yeah, like
his dreads, that was dope. That was dope as fuck. I like that.
So I like to see that. It's something that I feel like was definitely missing from Game of Thrones before. It could have been, there were so many ways we could have had beautiful, diverse casts. I mean, with all of the damn people in that show, all of the characters, we probably could have used a couple more. Lisa did bring up that there's that Snow show coming out. They're doing a show about Jon Snow, which is just called Snow. I don't know anything about it. You know, I don't know if they've really given up too much information.
He said it's supposed to be like a sequel after, like.
So maybe just him kind of like running the north.
Yeah, so maybe it's like him with Arya, and you know what I'm saying, like their life after all this shit happened, and like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, the Snows kind of regaining their territory and everything back, because like the Snows basically took the biggest hit from all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like their whole family was fucking torn apart, ripped apart, killed. You know what I'm saying? So maybe this is like them regaining the Snow. You know what I'm saying? Like land and everything back.
I like that Steph checked out. Steph was like, "This shit's so white they called it Snow. I'm out."
You know, I watched Game of Thrones, most of it, and I found it occasionally entertaining, but it was just so white, so very, very white that I just, at this point in my life, I find it hard to engage with projects that don't even attempt to not be these walls behind me. I feel you.
No, and hopefully, you know, House of the Dragon gives us, you know, some reason to, you know, to go into that with more, you know, just a little bit more appreciation and, you know, just to feel represented. I mean, feeling represented feels good. It's just nice to see your people. So, I mean, listen to how Vince was gushing about just being surrounded by people that look like him. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of, you know, in a very real world sense, that is how representation feels on screen for people who don't usually see it for themselves. So, more of that, please. Let's go. And, you know, I think it's okay. Maybe we could even, in the Snow show, who knows? Maybe there are some black folks north of the wall who've been having a great life somewhere, and they've just been chilling, minding their business while y'all are fighting dragons and shit. They're just like, hey, we hanging out. Yeah.
I want to see like what happened with that whole Daenerys and Snow. Like, did he get her pregnant? Did he find out that that's his aunt? You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's, you know,
she died.
I'm just gonna say this: black people don't do woods.
Oh, she did die. Right?
we don't camp. We don't. We
That's not true. That's not true at all. We just camp in style. We rent campers, okay? We go to cabins.
I'm speaking from the black people in the hood perspective. We don't go into the wilderness. We don't do that shit. I'm just letting you know, we do not do that shit. We do not go for camping trips. We do not go in the freaking woods. And none of that shit. Nope.
I'm a lighter to you. I go.
We do not. Now, maybe more cultured black people do. I'm not. There's nothing wrong with that. To each his own. But when you grow up in the city, when you grow up in, you talk about going in the woods. So I don't know what city you grew up in, but
I like the woods though. I like
you're from New York. I get it. But growing up in New York and being from New York is two totally different things.
Whatever.
But you talk to most people that come from the city. We ain't going out there in the woods for no shit to happen.
My mom was born and raised in the city.
I don't know about you, but when I was young, I saw a movie called Deliverance. After I saw Deliverance, I knew we don't have no business in the woods. And from that point on, I don't go in the woods for nothing. For nothing. Absolutely nothing. So it's okay.
And this conversation about representation and that kind of thing will be continued with this next trailer, because in classic Vince Taylor segue fashion, we are going right into the new Lord of the Rings show, which is said to be, I think, the most expensive TV show ever produced. It is going to be on Amazon Prime. It's coming out very soon.
It's coming out the same day as House of Dragons, August 23rd. The same day. They're both dropping on the same day. So
yeah.
So I love it. I'll have two shows to watch on the same day. That's cool.
So and the next day there are going to be some very mad racist nerds out there. So just be ready for that. We're going to be talking about it because that's what we do. Because they're going to be complaining because people have already been complaining about the new Lord of the Rings show coming out because of the mere existence of black people in their in their beloved media. But we here at the New World Order celebrate this kind of thing. So we will watch this trailer with a little extra, smile and smirk, because we know that they just hate it. We love when they hate that shit. So let's get into this. We're gonna share this screen. We're gonna do this thing. Cool. Yeah, I'm excited about this. I've actually been holding off on watching this trailer until today, so I'm excited to see
I have
it.
not seen it either. And Tyrone, take the when you start this, take the mouse click off of the screen, and then
Okay.
that thing at the bottom should be there.
Don't tell me what to do.
Oh,
We thought the war at last was ended.
Today, our days of peace begin.
We thought our joys would be unending. We thought our light would never dim.
The skies are strange.
It is here, Galadriel. The moment we feared.
Evil does not sleep. It waits.
Beyond the darkness, tempting shadow to bury us all beneath the mountain.
He has not one name, but many.
If you heard of him, lad, if you heard of Sauron,
If the evil rising is left unchecked, it will take us all. Find the light, and the shadow will not find you. Together we can survive this! Fight with me.
Each of us must decide who we shall be.
there can be no trust between hammer and rock. Eventually, one or the other must surely break.
you have been told many lies of Middle-earth.
I'm wrong.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
I thought it came out the same day. That's what I saw.
No,
But,
it's
all right.
September 2nd. So
All
that's
right, well,
coming up.
I'm
That's
good.
in like less than 2 weeks.
That looks really good. Honestly, like it looks beautiful. Like it looks like you could tell they spent a lot of money on it, because that looked like the movies. You know what I mean? Like, and the movies were just so visually stunning. Damn, yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing there, and I'm excited for this. I feel like it's going to be a really fun stretch of time when both of those shows are playing around roughly the same time, because it's they're going to be playing. They're overlapping for a little while, right? Because that was September 2nd, and then
yeah, that
House
comes
of
out
Dragon.
September, and what you call it comes out August 21st.
Oh
How
yeah,
many-
yeah. So
you
they'll
know
be
how many
overlapping.
episodes are going to be in this series?
Well, I don't know that. I do
let
not
me look it
know.
up.
But yeah, I'm
Nah,
really
but
looking forward to it.
It seems like it would be probably more than a little bit, because the amount of money Tyrone started to allude to it. The amount of money that they spent on this series is said to be the most money ever spent on a series to date. And and maybe I'm wrong, Tyrone, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's $450 million dollars or something like that. It was an extremely high number.
Wow.
Extremely high number on what they did with this. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that translates to the screen, that amount of money you spend. But one good thing that we did see was we saw more Black people in that preview than we did on Game of Thrones, and they look to be playing intricate roles in the storyline. So that'll be interesting to see.
So it's gonna have 8 episodes. The first season will have 8 episodes.
Okay. All right. What are you thinking, Steph? Any energy around this Lord of the Rings? You're muted, by the way.
Thanks. I was saying that the Black Queen came up, and I saw me and Bad Tybo said with the same expression at the same time.
Yeah.
I think it looks somewhat interesting. I mean, is this taking place before the like most famous ones? Okay, it's a prequel.
Yes.
Yeah, and is it actually? I saw it's based on the works of Tolkien, but is it actually based on specific books, or they just like decided to do this?
That's an answer I don't know. I do not know if there's a book that or a series of books that cover these characters. I'm guessing that the events that they're covering, are from the books, but they're probably diving in. So who knows? Anybody who has that knowledge, hit us up in the comment section. Even if it's not during this show today, like we'd love to know that answer. Are there books that are going to be guiding this series? We would love to know. Thank you. But yeah, that is a great question. I'm going to look that up and figure it out.
Apparently, what we did see is that Sauron exists. Like what we saw in Lord of the Rings in the trilogy was that Sauron doesn't exist. His it's just like energy
presence and shit. Yeah,
it was still present, but his physical form doesn't exist. In this, you actually saw a scene where Sauron was walking. You know what I'm saying? You know it's Sauron because of the armor that he had on, and the all black armor and the pointy glove, whatever. That's Sauron. So he's the main villain, and you saw his sword, which the little kid was holding. So we'll find out everything like that. But this is obviously the story of when the rings were forged.
Yes.
So this is prior to the rings' existence. So they're being forged.
I just looked it up. I don't see any books about this yet.
Yeah,
it's just most of the books are from like the first couple movies, and then The Hobbit. Those are the only ones that I'm finding right now.
Yeah, and so I'm guessing what they did was they went into the details of the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings Fellowship and stuff like that, and just kind of expanded on sort of the lore that was set up, which they might have pulled it off pretty well. I mean, it looks, based on just what we're seeing visually, obviously the stuff we're getting from the trailers, the inclusion of people who look like us, so we could play in this world too. I'm excited. I think I'm a little bit more excited about this Lord of the Rings one than I am about the Game of Thrones one. To be completely honest, but we'll see how it goes. Very interesting.
I got a little, because I was, as you were saying that, I was just thinking about this, right? So I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I wouldn't have had any problem if us as Black people didn't show up in the Lord of the Rings. I wouldn't have had any problem. But with that being said, if we do Woman King, I don't want to see white people in it unless they're on the side of the colonizers. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, don't integrate a white wolf into Wakanda unless he's coming to take over Wakanda. Like, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing, like, a lot of times when we get movies where it should be an all Black cast, somehow we're always slighted. And like even down to most recently the animated version of Soul, which I thought should have been an all Black cast. But what happened was they integrated Stephanie. I'm going back to Stephanie's point, because Stephanie made this point and brought this up when no one else was even thinking about this. I didn't think about it. No, I'm probably sure a lot of people didn't think about it. But this is one of the problems that I think with Hollywood, is that when it comes time to do an all Black casted movie, there's like this big uproar of like, why aren't white people included in this Black version? But when it happens with, all white film, and then it's like, oh, you had to put Black people, like there's an uproar right now. Like they're just going crazy with Black elves. Like there was never any Black elves, like, so. And I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. You don't want no Black elves. Don't have to be no Black elves. But when we do a movie like Woman King or Shaka Zulu or anything that has to do with us, don't be mad. That's all I'm saying. Have that same energy. That's it. because Woman King is coming. For those who don't know,
oh yeah, I can't wait.
I've already seen some trailers that had me a little bit like, what's going on here? What's happening here? Why is she entangled with that white man? I've already seen that, and I'm like, okay, all right, now we're doing it again. So just saying, have that same energy.
No, I feel you, and I'm looking forward to the discussions that will no question come from these, whether it's Woman King, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. We're definitely gonna be having some talks about it because you know how people are. Just the people can't stand other people existing. It's wild, you know what I mean? So we'll definitely have some discussions about that. I feel like we're getting to the point where we can wrap this up pretty soon. This has been an amazing morning. Thank you for starting my day like this. Marvel is in Hall H tonight at 5 o'clock Pacific time, which is 8 o'clock Eastern time. So that's when we're going to start getting some of the biggest Marvel news. So y'all, keep your eye out for that. Check out, go to Marvel, on YouTube and check out their stuff, and just be ready because I think tonight and tomorrow we're gonna be getting all giddy about Marvel news. So keep your eye out on that. Like I said, follow New Blurred Order. Make sure you're subscribing on YouTube. Make sure you're following on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch. By the way, Twitch, thank you Comedy Hub for hosting New Blurred Order on Saturday mornings. Always awesome to see the Twitch folks. Twitch is one of the most fun online communities. It's always a blast. Also, Wednesday nights 6:30, Multiverse on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. The discussions there have been a good time. We basically just laugh for an hour or so every week and have a good time. So please join that. And thank you for watching and thank you for hanging out. I'm gonna pass it around if anybody has any final thoughts before we get out of here. Yaz, you want to start us off?
I'm just ready for like the next couple weeks in the content, definitely. So yeah. There's a new show that I've been watching though on Apple that I want to talk about on this show. So I want you guys to watch it just because it has Eggsy from the Kingsman. It's called Blackbird.
All right.
Basically the synopsis of the show is that Eggsy is he's basically the Tony Stark of his town, but drug dealing wise, and he finally gets caught. Yep. Right, exactly. He's a coke dealer and a arms dealer, and he finally gets caught, and the CIA catch him, and he's offered a deal to, maybe lessen his sentence, but they actually fucked him over and made him go to prison for about 15 years. The way they did this was to use him as a pawn to go into another prison that's high and very, very dangerous, to go and befriend. What? I'm just giving you a synopsis. Go and befriend a serial killer and get his confession. So definitely got to check it out because it is fucking nuts. The third episode, I believe, dropped yesterday, or fourth episode, I'm not sure. But I've literally been watching it every Friday since it started, and I've just been jaw dropped, like waiting for the next episode because it is fucking insane. All right, like just check it out. Did he kill her? Did he not? There's a bunch of women that are missing and been murdered, so that's more of like like what we're trying to figure out right now. But guys, check it out, all right, because I want to talk about it.
And that was Blackbird on Prime, right?
Blackbird on Prime. Oh no, it's on Apple. It's on Apple.
Okay, Apple. Thank you. Yeah, we'll check that out, and yeah, maybe that's something that we can get everybody on and maybe talk about that. Who knows? Yeah. We'll see. So what about you, Ty? You got anything for us on the way out?
I actually watched The Gray Man last night, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stars Chris Evans, Ryan Gosling, and I don't know her name, but the same girl that played in Deep Water is also in
Anna de Armas.
Yeah, she's my god,
and freaking Billy Bob Thornton's in that shit too. I was really surprised. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but it's action packed throughout. I was pleasantly surprised at Ryan Gosling playing an action hero. I honestly, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to go ahead and campaign for Ryan Gosling as the new 007. He would be a perfect 007.
So the British Empire will have none of this.
Right.
Casting an American.
I don't know, Ryan.
James Bond.
Listen, man. Ryan has a look that would go perfect with
He does.
with the new
It's
007.
called
Well, all right. Well, we'll accept that. But I definitely thought, as far as the action sequences went and the fight scenes and the choreography, he did an excellent job. I don't know if that was him. Could have been a stunt man. But if it was him, I'm gonna give him credit, and he did a really good job. Chris Evans, Chris is just a good Captain America. I'll just leave that at that.
he's super creepy in this.
Yeah, he's not like, but outside of that, let's just keep him. Let's save his career by keeping him in Marvel, because
Well, I don't want to, I'm not one to really kiss up to the Brits or anything like that, but I just want to say I don't want to start a second Revolutionary War. So please forgive us for putting out the idea of casting an American as 007. That is too far.
What
We've
about
gone too far.
Pierce Brosnan American? Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, Daniel Craig's British. Pierce Brosnan's British.
Yeah, all that's British.
Yeah,
they are 100%. Yeah, they are 100%.
I
No,
did
but
not know
would you guys agree to possibly like Ryan Gosling joining the MCU? Because I mean, with those action moves in that movie, he was fucking killing it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
maybe he could be a good Cyclops.
I don't know. I mean, he has a seriousness to him, like it.
But he also has a funniness to him too. In that movie, you know what I'm saying, he's serious, but he's also a smart ass. He's also smooth. You know what I'm saying? Like Ryan Gosling has a lot of under layers to him in his growth of acting. So I think I don't know. MCU, watch because I wanna see a Thor happen with Ryan Gosling. You know?
Your hands are getting really weird. Like it's getting to be adult over here. Like this is too hot and sexy. This is too early for this.
She's like Ryan Gosling.
She's like Ryan Gosling. I need to see. I need to see the
Stephanie, you laughing because when I you're laughing at them.
Drive was good. That was a fun movie. It was a badass Ryan Gosling and stuff. Yeah, no, he's
a badass in pretty much everything he is.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him. Eventually, the MCU is going to run out of actors anyway, so they're just going to have to start picking people up off the street because there's just so many people.
Snatch him up quick.
Steph, what you got for us? So that was that was The Gray Man on Netflix. Check that out and see if you like it as much as Ty did. What you got, Steph?
Just a quick drop. You could Google if you want to learn more. But the white women of the Disneyverse have already been losing their minds because our live action Ariel is going to be played by Black woman Halle Bailey.
Yeah.
Disney just announced that they're doing a live action Beauty and the Beast, and Belle will be played by none other than hip hop singer Her.
Yes, I saw that the other day.
Belle,
I saw that.
They're mad. They're mad.
Big mad over there.
I hope they let her sing. I hope they really let her sing though. Like, I don't want to hear. I want to hear her. I want to hear her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, I'm with it.
Yeah, we're gonna be like, oh, Disney's singing. Disney can sing. Yeah,
they got soul.
Halle Bailey though, like Chloe and Halle, like their voices are ridiculous. I can't wait to hear what comes out of that movie. I haven't been a big fan of the live action remakes for Disney. I think they've been just lifeless, but hopefully this new direction, will inject some much needed life into those because they need them. Yeah, that first live action.
That Beauty and the Beast that they did, you didn't like that?
Nah, I thought the animated one was more lively than the actual living people.
Cruella was good though. Cruella wasn't bad. I liked Cruella, and they're coming out with Cruella 2.
I didn't see Cruella, to be honest, so I can't.
Go watch it. It's not bad. It's actually pretty. It's badass. Okay. You got to go check that one out.
Check it out. You can do that. That's cool. Well, cool. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that. Thank you for sharing that with us, and thank you all for hanging out this morning. This was a lot of fun as usual. It's always cool hanging out with y'all, and yeah, like I said, everybody here agrees. Nope was awesome. So let me get Ty off the screen real quick because he doesn't need to go. No, it was go check out Nope because we want to hear what y'all think about the movie. I think this is going to be some fun discussion talking about movies like this. The way we talk about them, I like that. That was a good time. So everybody see it. Give us your opinion. If we don't see you Wednesday, which we better see you Wednesday on Multiverse when we talk about all that good stuff. We'll see you again next Saturday. Say thank you everybody for being here. On behalf of myself, Bad Ty, Steph Ray, Yaz. We just want to say thank you. Be yourself. If you're not being yourself, you're being fake. And at all times, let that geek flag fly.
Fighter 2, I just really hate Zangief, only Ken and Ra 2, I find it hard to be Blanca, keep a wee ninja hanging and our uncle album banging. If you negative in energy, then stay out the vicinity of, yeah, them niggas over